Alrighty, what is up, couch potatoes, and welcome back to the status report. I am so sorry that it has taken as long as it has. I have skipped the last 2 weeks of reports. The first week is because I forgot. That's my fault. The second week, I actually threw out my voice and then got really sick. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to do that right now because I sound atrocious. And so we're going to wait. But I have good news. We finally shot the film. We finally shot all of the footage. The film is about 6.5 minutes long right now as it stands. I started to do the visual effects today, and as happy as I am with it, there are things that I could do better. So right now the question I have is, how far should I take it? I want to try to get it out within 4 weeks. So a part of me is wondering if I should just do a pass, okay, move on, everything else, get it to a point, and then continue on. And then once we get done with the whole thing, go, okay, let's fix it. I don't know yet. I don't know entirely how but anywho, the next half of that is, yeah, so it's coming. It's coming. It's gonna take a minute. I will say part of it, like I said, part of what I wanted, like I said before, I want to make it more realistic, and so it comes down to how the models are set up, and then how the textures are set up, and I'm mainly focusing on textures. I want them to all retain. I spent probably a good 2 or 3 hours trying to figure out like actual like skin shaders for Gengar. Gengar was the one that I was using, and so what I would like to essentially do, there's a lot. It's kind of hard. On one hand, it's like I want him to look like something from Ghostbusters, so there's a part of me that's like, if you ever looked at Muncher from the new Ghostbusters Afterlife, he has realistic skin. Obviously he's blue, and then he's like semi-transparent in a lot of areas, and so I kind of want to figure out how to get to that point with Gengar. And so it's just a lot. It's a lot of layering, but every Pokemon has its own thing, and it's like, even with like Gardevoir has hair. So I'm gonna try my best. I'm like, now that I'm here and I'm attempting to do it, part of me is like, ah, man, maybe I'm not. I think I definitely am looking. I know where my weaknesses are. I'm not really good at the whole shaders thing at all, and definitely not animation, because like even with the rig with this Gengar, like one of the things in the scene that I really want him to do is blink, and he doesn't have a rig for that. In the last Pokemon video, almost, I want to say all of the Pokemon, their eyes were 2D cards, and so you would cut to different parts of an image to go to the different eye shapes. In the Scarlet and Violet model of Gengar, his eyes are molded. I like that. I was able to figure out how to take his eyes and create an emission map so his eyes would glow, but you can still see his pupils. And then the hard part that I'm having right now is, yeah, I can't get his eyes to close. There's no rigging around his eyeballs, to the point where I kind of want to go back and place Violet and see, like, okay, well, does Gengar's eyeballs blink? Does he blink at all? Like, that's something that I'm not entirely sure. So I'm not really sure where to go there, but it's shot. It's shot. We're going. We're moving. I'm gonna try to work on it as often as I can. I'd like to get it out within the next 4 weeks. But we shall see. I'm very much like, I want this to be done and over. Not done and over with, but it's like I am really excited to do more projects, because we got a few new stuff. One of them being is that I did impulse buy some new games, and so far, talking to my friends, it's now my most, like how last status report we're talking about, you know, what is it called? Like requested content. Like out of all of my content, what do people want to request? And so these have now reached the top of the list. If you're a Pokemon fan, you know exactly what these are. This is Coliseum, Gale of Darkness. And so not only do I want to do playthroughs of those, but I want to do the Ribbon Master Challenge. The Ribbon Master Challenge is basically you have to take one Pokemon and get every single ribbon that you legally can in the game. So you have to start off with Generation 3, so like Fire Red and Leaf Green. And then you would take... And Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And then you would take them to like... You'd get all the ribbons in those 5 games. Move them to Diamond and Pearl. You get all the ribbons in those games. Black and White, get the you know, I don't believe there's any ribbons in Black and White, but you get the picture. The point is, now me realizing there's 5 GBA games and then there's 2 Coliseum games, you could technically make a party where one member is from each game. So I've actually gone in. I'm currently playing Fire Red in between VFX shots, trying to catch a Ponyta, because after catching Ponyta, and I know what Pokemon I want from this game. I just have to go catch it and play the game, but I refuse to pop it in until it's done. But I want to get a Sandshrew. But anyway, the point is, the idea is I want to take a team of 6 and get them all of the different ribbons. And these games are important because you have to purify a shadow Pokemon from these games to get one of those ribbons. And so at least one member of the team will have that. And then it's the hard part is finding them for storage. Anyway, it's a long journey. I would really like to go on it, and so now I'm like super interested in that. And then recently I've been listening to Halo music, and I want to get back into Halo. So there's just a lot of projects that I really want to do. And so, but the way I have everything set up is that, okay, well, if you want to go do those projects, you still have 4 projects in front of you that you need to finish. And so I'd like to go get those finished and done. Not because I don't want to do them, but because it's like I'm really excited to go do other ones right now. And so this is part of the, like, yes, my ADHD wants to go way over there, but if I do not discipline myself, this is not going to. So working on that. But that's pretty much where we're at. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. But yeah, it's hard. Eyeballs are hard. Balls are hard. But, anywho, hope everybody's having a good time. Sorry for the lateness and the tardiness, but I now finally have news for you. So, there's your news. Like and subscribe. Let people know that we're doing this. We're making this little Pokemon live action movie. I have some ideas. Like, it's a lot of fun. 'Cause the fun part is I'm using a lot of techniques here to make these games. And, or not make these games. Make these movies. And it makes me want to make more movies. It's so weird. It's like I want to get this done so I can learn what I can, so I can go make a new one. A lot of anywho, I'm rambling on, and my voice is only gonna get worse the more I talk. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Like and subscribe, do all that jazz. If you're a big Pokemon fan, or if you know anybody who's a big Pokemon fan, send them this, and go watch the first one that we made. Go watch the first Totodile Hunter. That one, you'll kind of understand what we're doing for the second one. Anyway, we'll catch you guys later. Bye.